Topping today's news, Prime Minister Davis in South America for the Brazil-Caribbean Summit, where the unrest in Haiti and COP30 are main focuses. The tourism minister calling for more all-inclusive room inventories. The Minister for the Environment cracking down on illegal land clearing and cutting of hills. And police make several arrests in connection with Wednesday's murder on Harbor Island. This is your JCN Evening News. I'm Jarino Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us. Prime Minister Philip Davis is in Brazil today, attending the Brazil-Caribbean Summit that is focusing on addressing the escalating crisis in Haiti, particularly the increase in violence perpetrated by armed gangs. The critical issue will be at the forefront of discussions alongside other major regional concerns, including energy transition, climate change, food security, disaster risk management, and Brazil-Caribbean connectivity. The summit brings together leaders from Brazil, Cuba, and the 15 CARICOM member states, providing an essential platform for regional cooperation and pressing matters affecting the Caribbean and the Latin American region. Prime Minister Philip Davis is expected to engage in productive dialogue with his counterparts, strengthening the ties between Brazil and the Bahamas, as well as broader Caribbean interests. A significant portion of the discussions will also be dedicated to preparing for the upcoming COP30 conference, which will be hosted by Brazil in November this year. The Prime Minister returns to the Bahamas on Saturday. The Ministry of Tourism, Global Missions, their efforts paying dividends, according to the acting Prime Minister, the Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Chester Cooper. However, he laments the fact that there continues to be a shortage of room inventory, which the Central Bank of the Bahamas has identified as a major obstacle to growing the stopover visitor numbers. The tourism minister made the following appeal to local investors and entrepreneurs during the House of Assembly debate earlier this week.
To grow and to compete, we must continue to target investment in room inventory, particularly in the all-inclusive space. So I call on hotel partners to expand room inventory, particularly in the family all-inclusive space. And I've said before that we need to double our inventory over the next 5 to 7 years in order to stay in the stopover.
Mr. Cooper pointed out that all-inclusive travel packages are no longer for those vacationers with a tight budget, but has now entered other markets, including the luxury market, which presents another opportunity for the Bahamas.
But the all-inclusive model has evolved. It is no longer just for budget-conscious travelers. It is now a fixture in the luxury market, in the family market, in the couples market. Major global brands, Hyatt, Marriott, Hilton, have entered the space in a serious way. And if we are to remain competitive, we must ensure our pipeline of hotel investment include a healthy mix of boutique, luxury, and all-inclusive offerings.
Tourism Minister Chester Cooper. In recent times, the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources has increased the enforcement of environmental laws through a growing partnership between the Department of Environmental Planning and Protection and Bahamas Wildlife Enforcement Network, or BAWEN. There has also been a crackdown on illegal development and land clearing, with spot fines being issued in some instances. The Minister for the Environment and Natural Resources, Vaughn Miller, shared the following during debate on the budget on Thursday.
BAWEN began an intensive patrol operation on New Providence and our surrounding islands to assess the extent to which environmental infractions were occurring, as well as to enforce those laws. And I wish to commend them. They are the enforcement arm, and when we complained so much of not having laws enforced, they were enforcing it so quickly and to such an extent, we were being told to ease up, to back down, to stand down, to give persons a chance, but I'm thankful for the Minister of National Security, who said, Miller, the law is the law, and let's enforce it.
Minister Miller also reiterated that illegal dumping continues to be a challenge here in the Bahamas. As a result, the government has extended the program of placing large bins in various locations throughout New Providence to allow for residents to properly dispose of bulk waste.
It is challenging for some persons to travel from where they reside to the ecology park, what we used to call the dump site. And so they were discarding waste, no excuse for it, they were discarding waste, dumping indiscriminately in various areas. So we found that as setting up these bins in various areas strategically has helped in that regard tremendously.
Developers caught clearing land without proper permits are now facing citations, spot fines, and follow-up inspections. Mr. Miller said it is not just about punishment, but it is about protecting the environment. And finally, in this segment, 23 Bahamian participants from the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Bahamas Agriculture and Industrial Corporation, BAIC, and the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute, BAMSI, will depart for China on Sunday, June 15th, to attend the seminar on agro and byproducts production strategy for the Bahamas. Chinese ambassador to the Bahamas, Yan Zhirong, shared what the participants can expect during their time in China.
We are excited to see the advancements and techniques you've developed in agro-processing sector and look forward to seeing how these innovations can be adapted and implemented here in the Bahamas to maximize the value of our agricultural produce and minimize waste.
Also at that press conference at the Chinese Embassy on Thursday, the Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, Jomo Campbell, explaining the benefits of the seminar for the Bahamas.
This seminar isn't just about theory. This seminar is about transformation. We will be engaging with leading minds in agriculture, exploring modern approaches to byproduct utilization, agro-processing, and sustainable systems that can uplift farmers, fishers, and entire communities. We'll be examining ways to extract value from what is often overlooked, from shells, peels, fibers, and fish waste, to turn them into viable, valuable economic assets.
In China, this seminar will be organized by the Chinese Ministry of Commerce and will take place from June 18th to July 1st. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.